G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 5 of our Beginner's Lightning Caster Paladin playthrough. Where last episode we made it up to Homestead, and I've got a little bit of cleanup to do, so I'm going to go turn those quests in, or at least the quest for the stat point here. And then I'm going to go back and get the +1 to all Inquisitor skills amulet, which I was going to make up some story about how it was something I left behind because I wanted to wait till level 32 so I could get better at it. No, I forgot. I just forgot it, and it's not the end of the world, so we just go and get it. Now, Ulraprax does live in the beehive at Twin Falls, so we're just going to run over there and go kill Ulraprax. We should have plenty of damage available to do that. Mossy Shamblers are scary. And here we go. There we go, everything's dead. We run away from him because he throws his rock down and into the hive. So we did hit 27, which means we put more points into the bar. So next thing we're going for is the Aura of Censure. We'll keep putting more points into Physique. And as far as devotions go, 2 more points we'll have the Arcane Bomb, and then from there we are going to be getting the Vulture, which will require a point in red. I should be able to take that point out of green as well. And then from the Vulture we'll be going to the Behemoth. But we are obviously not having enough points for that just yet. Let's see if we can't round up a bunch of these guys, get them all in a big group, and then blow them up in one go. So the other thing I was thinking about doing in today's episode is just poking my head into Forgotten Gods and getting a movement rune. I don't know that I particularly need it because obviously we do have the evade, but it's something to look at. Right, so of Squalls is a lightning proc, which is good, and that's more or less all I cared about on this amulet. I just wanted the +1 to all skills. This one is actually really good because of the resistances and because of the Squalls proc, so that's pretty much as good as I could ask for. Pretty happy with that. And we do also get a lightning related epic one-hander, but I think I'm going to keep the Kilrian Skullbreaker. I may go back and farm another one of those at some point, but for now it will do. This is not bad, but I think we'll be getting better options. However, I'm also going to put it on because armor is actually quite important. So let's go ahead and grab our scaled hide off of that, put it on there. And resistances are more or less under control. Once we can put this on in, what's that, 4 levels, 5 levels, we will have a decent chunk of Pierce, Poison, and Elemental. So basically the whole top row that we don't really need anymore, this will take care of all of it. As I get my hands on some Soul Shards, I'm going to replace those on the ring. That will bring us up to 60 once I have 2 of those. And then we just have to worry about Aether and Chaos, which actually is kind of under control. More is obviously going to be better, but that's kind of okay for normal. Right, I need to get my hands on some Dynamite, which don't think I have any of, so the easiest way to get Dynamite is actually to go farm it in the Warden's Laboratory. So you can only do this once you have made it to Homestead, because these, when they go off, drop Aether Crystals, and Aether Crystals can be turned into Dynamite at the blacksmith in Homestead. So that's what I'm going to do. We definitely need to get some more damage on that, on the box, as it were. So you can farm these up to, I want to say level 40 or so. Eventually they will stop scaling with you, although with the recent changes, I'm not sure if that's true anymore with 1.2. So they did change it so as you can scale, or some areas will scale all the way up to level 100 in normal, so you are able to level all the way to level 100 in normal difficulty, which, I mean, if that's what you want to do, then more power to you. But personally I'm going to be pushing into the higher difficulties because you do get better loot in those higher difficulties. So let's go around and pick up our Aether Crystals. And I think I will actually just poke my head into Forgotten Gods just to get a movement rune. Just grab this last crystal and be on our way. There we go. Alright, so over here to Homestead. Can craft some dynamite, which we're going to use to do the Pine Barrens today. And then we will, well, before we do Pine Barrens, we'll go to Forgotten Gods and get us a movement room. So, dynamite, you can only make these at the Legion Smith, so I want to say there's another one, but I can't think where it is. I think maybe in Malmouth, but don't quote me on that. But you can definitely make them here. Aether Shards you can also make here, so let's go ahead and make 3 of those, and then we will turn them into dynamites. So there we go, 9 dynamites. That'll keep us going for a little while. And since the emissary is also here in Homestead, let's go ahead and talk to him here. You require me? Very well, let's go. Okay, so welcome to Act 7. We skipped a few, but we're not going to be here for long. So here's the emissary. He's going to have a trial for us to do, and I'll get to that in one moment. First thing I need to do is figure out which movement rune I want, and I think I want the Charging Bull here. This is a Vaya's Might clone, and basically lets you... Hang on, I think I sold that instead of eating it. It lets you basically dash to an open area. You don't need a target for it. It's I won't be using it later because we'll have actual Vaya's Might in for one point. But for now, I think I will grab it, and then we can probably replace that in early Elite. Because if we do Soleil in normal, I'll probably do Drieg in Elite, and then Bismail in Ultimate. I find Bismail to be kind of the easiest, so I like to save that for Ultimate. But for now, we'll just go around and pick up all of the lore notes, because it's, you know, free XP. You just gotta go pick it up, so I guess it's not really free. Let's eat that. Okay. So the trial here should be relatively easy. I'm just going to throw down 2 of these. That'll blow up the first wave, no problem. So let's get this over with. Boom goes the dynamite. Okay, and then we can just walk him over that rune. And there we go. Trial complete. Go us. Alright, so we're going to talk to the emissary, and he's going to be very happy with us, and we will speak with the representatives. Now, I am going to pick Soleil. It doesn't really matter which of the witch cults you pick, you will eventually have maximum reputation with all of them. The first one you pick, I tend to pick entirely for the movement rune. So if I want a teleport, then I will pick Drieg. If I want Shadow Strike, I will pick Bismail. And if I want the Vaya's Might clone, then I pick Soleil. But like I said, you can pick a different witch cult in each faction, and it'll be fine. Alright, we can chuck those away. Alright, so now that we have our... where is it? Our rush. Now we can do a little bit of moving around like that. And we are heading back to Prospector's Trail's probably the closest to Pine Barrens, so let's go get started on Pine Barrens. And I'm keeping my eye out here for the, where are they? Well, I guess I'm going to kill this guy. But I'm looking for the Flesh Warped Commanders, the Flesh Warped Vanguards, so this guy right here. Because they can drop the MI chests, although I have noticed a distinct reduction in the amount of MIs you get from just random yellow monsters. I found that if you actually want to get a particular MI, you look it up on Grimtools, and there's almost always a boss monster that will drop it, and they will have it every time, and it's just easier to farm that one guy rather than run around and kill a whole bunch of little dudes who are unlikely to drop it now. Oh, there's a shield, which I don't really need. Having said that, if I can get a good shield, I may use it, but it's unlikely. They're, I think these are fire affinity. Yeah, most likely. Whereas I want lightning damage. And boom goes the dynamite, off they go. Okay, so what are we after here in the good old Pine Barrens? There is, what, 2 or 3 devotion shrines. There is a whole bunch of quests, including some of the most important ones for the Black Legion. I say most important because getting Black Legion reputation up to revered as fast as you can is one of the best things you can do in this game. So these guys here have a whole bunch of quests between them that will give Black Legion reputation, and I want to do all of them. Not particularly for the rewards, although the XP is nice. Yeah. I should swap those pants over, but I think I'll leave it for now. Yeah, so Black Legion reputation, and devotion shrines, and XP. So our first stop is going to be Mogdrogan, but only after we've killed this guy as well. Boom goes the dynamite. Okay, that sky effigy is something I'm interested in. So these are basically lightning damage focused items. Now, you're going to have to be pretty good to compete with 5% physical resistance and +2 to lightning tether. And this one does not. It also looks like it is more of a druid item, or just shaman in general. But it is lightning focused offhand, and it does drop from these guys, so maybe we'll get a better one. I'm also looking to kill the manticore waste stalkers, the yellow manticores, because they have the poison glands, and we will be needing one of those for one of the quests in here. I spent all that time going to get a movement rune, and I haven't really used it, so let's rectify that. Here is Mogara, who we're going to kill now. When you're fighting Mogara, or any large monster, you do want to make sure that there are no healers in the area. So any of those goblin witch doctors that you find, you do want to make sure you kill them. And do we have a component skill? I think I swapped them all out. Alright, we'll just grab all these. Alright, new level. We do get Aura of Censure now. Okay, so Aura of Censure basically is very similar to Path of Exile's Righteous Fire Aura. It does fire damage around you, and the thing we are most interested in is that bottom line, -3% elemental resistance. That is obviously going to become a much bigger number. And shredding elemental or lightning resistances is a major part of how we're going to be doing damage later on. So that's why we are getting the Widow constellation at the moment. It's the bomb at the end of it is going to shred lightning and aether resistances. We don't really care about the aether side, but the lightning resistances is what we want, because that basically multiplies our damage. Okay, so this cave, you'll notice it's not on the map. The cave you're looking for is the one that's not on the map. There is one in here that you will see on the map. I'm not looking for it. I'm going to show you where else the cave that is not on the map can spawn. It can be here. It can also be just here. And then there's another couple of spots over to the side there, but usually you'll find it in one of the first few spots. The good thing about having Aura of Censure, and we will be maxing this out, just make sure I don't die here. The good thing about Aura of Censure is it just does damage around you pretty much permanently. So you can make an Auradin from Paladin. You can also do it with other classes, like you could do Inquisitor and Nightblade would be an okay way to do it as well. But I think most people usually go for Paladin for that build. and then you can just walk around and things will die near you. It's not amazing, but it works. Let's go back and grab that serrated spike. Okay. And yeah, you'll notice when I walk up to this guy here, you'll notice that burning, that pulsing noise. That's the Aura of Sencha. And at the moment, with only 1 point, yeah, it's not great. But once we max it out, it'll be good. So, like I said, went and got this movement rune and then haven't really used it. Just try and get myself onto the seal that I put down. There we go. So everybody's dropping all of their MIs, which is fun. Astral leg wraps, I believe we have 2 of those now. So it's raining pants here. And then the Eye of the Beholder, probably not so good. Megara dropped her fangs as well, which makes sense because 1.2 made it so they always drop their MIs. Okay, so that was one of our quest targets, the old Bloodbriar. Another one is in here. You can't see her, but she's just kind of down here by this shrine. That's going to be, I want to say Ulraprax, but that's not right. I can't remember her name. It'll come to me 5 seconds before she falls down from the ceiling. But she's got the +1 to Arcanist skills MI amulet, which we obviously don't need because we're not playing a Arcanist. But it's Ungoliax, isn't it? It's a silly name. Yeah, it is Ungoliax, there we go. See, I told you I'd remember just before she popped down from the roof. And let's see here, we can maybe kill off some of her friends. And we do still obviously have unlimited Ungoliax of the Grove, that's a pretty good drop. We do still obviously have unlimited potions, which is definitely nice. So between that and Word of Mending, or Word of Renewal, sorry, we are not immortal, but we have a decent amount of healing. Okay, so here's our Ruined Shrine for 1 serrated spike. I'd like to be able to say that was why I went back to pick that one up earlier, but I just remember that I usually run out of them, so I went back to get it. Okay, so offensive ability, lightning damage, all good stuff. Next level, this is where the fun begins. So unfortunately we can't put this on Rune of Callistor, because pets can't summon pets, and runes technically count as pets. And also the bomb from the Widow Devotion counts as a pet, so you can't put it on your rune, which is why we have the lightning tether. So we'll be putting that on things, and that will be causing the Widow to go off, and that will be shredding lightning resistances, which is the damage type we do. Now, I kind of dropped down here from the cave that wasn't marked above. Always come out this side. If you don't, you will end up sort of somewhere over here. This is the cave exit that is closest to where we want to go, and it's usually going to be the top kind of exit to the area that you want, because all of these are going to have, as you can see here, big rocks in the way. Sometimes you will get one lower down that doesn't have a rock, but usually it's going to be either the top one or the second to top one. Okay, so here is our second devotion shrine for the area, and this is where we're going to get the Widow. So, I've got another blue as well. I have been playing a decent amount in 1.2, and I've been just... It's raining blue items whenever I go farming for totems. There's just blue items everywhere. Speaking of blue items, do I want to use this? I think I do. And these pants we may as well put on. I'll go get my silk swatch back. It's a good time to empty the inventory as well. And we'll head into the keep and finish up that quest. Okay, so the good thing about that is heavy armor gives obviously more armor. That's a pretty good argument for not using the astral leg wraps, even though they do have lightning damage on them. It's not a huge amount, and it would be a downgrade in armor. So I'm actually going to sell these. We can find better. And what do we got in that ring? No. I do like to check rings because rings are a really good way of fixing your resistances. What about that belt? What was on that belt? Oh, that's the Spite Wrath girdle. Yeah, okay, you can definitely have that one.
Put it to good use.
Alright. Back out to our rift in Tyrant's Hold. And we now have... The Widow is complete. So, Arcane Bomb, as you can see, even though we don't have anything on Rune of Callistor, it doesn't even show up on the list. So, we would need to use one of these skills to proc the Arcane Bomb. And do make sure you link it, because if you don't, you will not be able to get any XP. And besides that, we just want to use it. And so anything that's big enough to survive one of these, anything that's going to survive a Rune of Callistor, we want to throw the lightning link onto and get a proc underway. So Arcane Bomb goes off. Whoop. That was suddenly very scary. We don't have any circuit breakers just yet either, so that was very nearly the end of the run. Fortunately, nearly doesn't count. We've definitely got a lot more health than I would say is kind of required. Generally, I aim for about 100 hit points per level being a kind of a minimum. So that was probably just a whole bunch of physical damage. This area can be a little bit scary for physical damage. If you don't have your armor sorted, you could be in trouble. Or it could have been the meteors from those guys as well, although fire resistance is already under control for this build, so I'm not sure exactly what did it. Okay, so there's Friendly with Homestead. Doesn't really give us anything amazing, but anything is good. Alright, and that'll take care of them. So moving through here, there is a guaranteed dynamite in here. There's also a lore note that you may wish to get. Probably going to leave the lore note alone. And just kind of get through here. Oh, well, since it's right here, I guess I can take it. We're going to have easy access to the dynamite. I don't think we will. Usually you have to kind of go around and backtrack a little bit to get the dynamite, so I don't usually bother with it. It's in sort of this room here, so maybe we can cut down here and grab it. Why not? Just crafted a bunch of dynamite. Where is it? Maybe it's over here. I forget exactly where it is, but there is one there. Do be careful with these Draggles. This place is kind of... I'm not going to say it's the first test of how well you've set up your defenses, like your armor and such, but it is a good place to test it. And it will test your physical defenses, because those Draggles do a decent amount of damage. Alright, let's just go around these guys. And duck in here. So, there is a secret area here. Got a heroic spoils here. Now, I'm kind of in here for two reasons. First one is I want to kind of pull some of these guys out of their... seems I can't cast on them because there's a wall in the way. I want to pull some of these guys out of the room to kind of kill them off first. And also because of the loot. Now, the thing I'm looking for specifically is this guy right here. The Witch Doctors have got to go, so the Blood Feast, the Ruthless there, has a lot of health, and the last thing I want to see is him go from 10% health to full health because I missed one of the shaman. So, there we go. Because he is a big boy, we can chuck the Widow down, and I'm going to put a... that was supposed to go more over here, but that's fine. Let's put one down behind him. And then we can kind of move around him if we need to. Doesn't look like he does any kind of sundering. So we should be fine to just face tank him, and he should go down relatively quickly. There we go. Alright, so Pine Barrens is now done. Let's just eat all of our XP. You know what? I may have actually sucked that dynamite. So when I walk through here, I may have sucked it through the wall and not noticed it. If you go into options now, you have the auto loot radius, which I have actually set to maximum now. But that is just silly range on that. So I may have accidentally sucked it through the wall, because I noticed this dynamite. I picked it up from over here, which was through a wall. So that may have been why I couldn't see it. I'll have to go back and watch the footage. Dancing Shadows is a pretty good suffix because of the chance to avoid melee attacks. But we would lose a decent chunk of armor, so I'm not going to wear those. I am checking for chest pieces though. We did just replace a lot of this stuff, but a good way to check what you need to replace first is just look for the armor value. So our arms here, these gloves, yeah, they're not very good actually. So I'm going to just swap those out for more armor. Now, the stats on this, the casting speed, the offensive ability, chaos resistance, disruption protection, well, that's all good stuff, but it's not going to help me if I'm dead because I get hit in the hands and take 1,000 damage. We want to be looking for new boots as well. I don't think I picked any boots up, so unfortunately no dice there, but I can check when I get back to town for any kind of boots. Don't have any XP gear. If I had crafted the... actually, let's go see if I can do that. I can't remember which blueprints I found. If you can craft any of the Explorer's set, it's okay. It is adding extra steps, but each piece of the Explorer's set will give you... Yeah, so I can make the pants and the chest, for which I need a dense fur. I'll go ahead and do this. It's going to drive me nuts later on, and I'll probably stop actually doing it, but... What do I need? 6. I need 12 scrap, okay. Probably not going to have enough for that. However, I do have another trick for getting some scrap. Alright, so we can buy some from the merchants. And then we can come over here to Dalit the Inventor, and we can dismantle some blue items. These ones I don't care about, so it's going to cost us a dynamite and 440 bits. But we will get 4 scrap from blowing up a blue. If we had any purple items, that would also be really good. So there's 10 scrap. So we're up to 12. That's enough now. I'm going to blow up a green as well. I expect I'm probably going to get 2 scrap. Got 5. So there you go. Good source of scrap. You can now turn Aether Shards into Aether Crystals, into Dynamite, into scrap. So that's a good way to get scrap later on. Right, so Explorer's set, tunic and legs, these are the only blueprints that are available for this set. The helmet and the boots are drop only, or you can go into Forgotten Gods and do one of the quests there that will allow you to transmute, and then you just make whichever of these is cheaper. I think it's probably the trousers, but they're both 6 scrap and one other thing, so it's much of a muchness. But yeah, you can go and transmute them and get the whole set. And that's kind of the Lucas set that you have at home, as I like to call it. Each piece gives you 5% XP, so 20% XP just putting these on. And it's really good to have on for when you do massive turn-ins of 7 or 8 quests all at the same time. That was not where I wanted to go. So I've got my 10% extra XP items on. I'm going to come over here, and we just talk to these guys. And there we go. Quests all complete. And we got a level and a bit. So not bad. Not bad at all. And then you just put them aside, and you wait for next time you're going to do a bunch of quest turn-ins. Level 6, or sorry, 6 skill points. We'll bring our elemental shredding on Aura Essentia to minus 15%, which is great, and 2 more points in physique, which is, yeah, it's alright. The only thing we got there that we can't really use from those quest rewards is the Manticore Venom. And there was a sword as well, I think this one. Yeah, Manticore Longsword. It's all poison stuff, and we're going to sell it. So back to Homestead. And I'm going to kill that guy. This guy right here. Down he goes. That'll give us a little bit more reputation. Okay, so coming into Homestead, first thing I do, come over here to Isaiah, and I see he has a Bloodbound ointment, so I buy it. And I buy the Flame Drinker as well because, well, why not? Usually I will also check him for any rare jewelry,
Put it to good use.
and if you want you can come up here and do the same. So just type in rare, just have a look what he's got. Most of the time he's not going to have anything you want, but hey, there you go. Vigorous Frontier Mask of Squalls. It's a lightning damage proc, and we do a decent amount of lightning damage, so decent armor upgrade as well. And the Flames of Ignifar stuff on the Incendiary Cask, I don't really care about that, so I'm just going to buy that. And there we go, hat replaced. I may go back and get another one of those at a higher level, just because of the Chaos resistance, so you'll notice my Chaos res is a little bit down. But for now, that helmet will do just fine. Okay, and that's everything sold. Okay, well, that's half an hour, so I'm going to cut this video out here and come back next time for Homestead stuff. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.